Mega technical analysis, giving you short-term predictions based on solely what I'm seeing in the charts and disregarding every fundamental or anything as far as the company's business model goes. Do not get offended if I'm trashing on your company. You can, that's fine, but I just know it's just what I'm seeing on the charts. Starting off with ticker symbol INUV, we do have a bit of a symmetrical triangle here. This stock really hasn't been hit that hard from the correction these last couple of weeks, and I think it's because we had some catalysts coming. I actually almost got an entry point in this stock, but as far as what I'm seeing in the charts, guys, we're pretty close to this ascending level of support here. If you can catch an entry point on this, that is probably going to be pretty awesome because, guys, for me personally, I'm betting on the market going up short term. That's what I'm not betting on it technically. I'm not literally betting on it, but I am kind of literally betting on it, right? Because I have all my positions, but I'm long term anyway. Okay, but if you want to get a position in the stock, the only way this level, that's why I bring up the markets, is because this is the only way this ascending trend line is going to get broken if the markets continue dumping. If they don't, and if it comes back here and the market's up, this is probably a great entry point, unless there's obviously a negative news catalyst or the markets start dumping, which can happen at any time. There's a lot of fear in the market right now, obviously. But this is going to be a good entry point, in my opinion. Anywhere from just under $1 to a little bit over $1, and there's probably going to be a ton of buy limit orders right at $1, right above it, or right on it, actually, right flat on the dot. So you might want to set your buy limit at like $1.01, so you get in for sure if you're trying to play this. As far as where we're at right now, we are kind of about to get rejected, most likely. We do have two levels of resistance here that were previous levels of support. This green level of rectangular support here was support. Now it's resistance. It was validated before the peak even. It was a resistance level, and then we validated it plenty of times. Got a little bit of resistance there, a little bit of support here, and now, we will see where it goes. We did get a strong bounce, obviously, off of this ascending level, but we will see what happens if we get rejected. If you are in the stock currently and you're swing trading, consider selling at $1.20 and then re-entering lower. But of course, if it breaks out, watch for the run all the way up to this next resistance level, significant resistance levels. Let's look at some other indicators, though, to give us an idea of where the stock might be going. Looking at the 4-hourly RSI, we're looking at 47.49. That's basically neutral. There's really not much to say. Okay, it's anyone's game, really. There's not really, not one side really standing out to me, right? On the daily, we're looking at 43.93, so that's a little better as far as the bulls, as far as if you are already in the stock. We are closer to oversold than being overbought. On the MACD on the daily, the orange MACD line is trying to gain up some ground, but not really. The last couple of days have been bleeding. Let's look at the 4-hourly MACD. Okay, so same thing basically here. Watch if you do want to play the breakout off of this resistance level at the 61.8% retracement level. Watch for the crossover, the confirmation of the breakout, and then ride it up to this next 50% retracement level. That's almost 12% profit right there if you are going to do that. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily. Okay, so we are trading slightly below the middle Bollinger Band. It's sitting at $1.39, and the bands themselves, the outside ones. Let me see if, okay, so the top red line right here, that's the 200-day EMA. Don't get confused. This bottom one, that's the outside Bollinger Band. I know it's a little confusing. But look how volatile this one is. Man, that's crazy. Look how volatile this, bottom Bollinger Band is, man. Well, it is a penny stock, and of course it is fairly news driven, but guys, we are below the middle Bollinger Band. That is what you want to see if you're looking for an entry point, or if you already got in, like right at this price or lower. We're pretty much in the middle though, and all the bands are doing. There's a little bit of increasing in the distance, so you may see a little bit more increased volatility, but nothing crazy like this, right? So there's really not much indication as far as price action where we might go according to that. Let's look at the daily moving averages. We did get a little bit of support from this 55-day moving average. We did falsely break down, but then we hit this ascending support, and the market started not dumping anymore, like it just crap everywhere. It's just like the worst 12 call you could ever see. It kind of just got the head out of the arse, and then started heading back up, and so we bounced sort of off this 55-day moving average. But what's more important to me, the 200-day EMA is below the 55-day and the 15-day moving averages. This is bullish territory. Two most important golden crosses are there. So for me personally, guys, where do I see this going short term? This is a fairly low price for this stock with a lot of potential. I don't really love their business model. I know a little bit about the stock, I will say, but as far as just the technicals go, just disregarding the company completely. I do really like it, an entry point on this ascending level if you can catch that. If you want to play the upside and you want to play the breakout off this level, that's fine. But obviously, guys, whenever we do come to the end of this bull flag here, or whenever we just break out, right? Whenever we actually have a real breakout, right? This is a false breakout. Whenever we have another breakout of this descending resistance level here, that you're going to want to play that, because let's look at how big the price target will be. Okay, I'm not even going to. I'm just going to show you really quickly what it would be roughly if we were to break to the upside and this price target came to fruition. Okay, it's basically, it's basically 100% upside. All right, I think it's more than 100%. Let's see what's at. Almost $3. Yeah, that's more than 100%. So that's why this is an interesting play to me. The chart setup is not bad. We're in a symmetrical triangle. A lot of the stocks that we're covering have not been able to hold these symmetrical triangles, and whatever pattern they were in, they just dumped, right? The supports were just like butter, and they just broke right through, falling knives everywhere. This one, yes, I think it's had a lot of catalysts recently, but still, it is still holding this trend. So that's what you want to see as far as ticker symbol INUV. So Medica Corporation, here we go with this one. We did have a false breakout, and then we came right back down, and we did not even really get any bounce off of this ascending support here that it should have been a support, but obviously, that did not happen, probably because the market's dumping more, but obviously we did validate this level of descending resistance. Now it is going to be a level of support. We obviously validated it pretty well. Congratulations to anyone who got in all the way down here at $1.41. Man. But guys, this is just when we have flash crashes, like for no reason, you want to take advantage of them because they are buying opportunities and you got to understand the definition of a flash crash. Flash crash is when the markets all of a sudden dump for no reason. There's no news catalyst, negative news catalyst pushing it down. They just crash for no reason. And then your stocks get dragged down because of it. This was a good point to add shares. Be careful, of course. These are all penny stocks. There's always risk with any stock. Okay, but where do I see this going short term? We did get rejected. It's weird, okay, because we didn't validate this level, this ascending level at all. We actually broke right through it and then validated this level. But now on the way back, we validated this level perfectly. It's like, what the heck? But guys, we are basically closing right on the 61.8% retracement level. A little scary, very interesting though. If you want to play this, we'll definitely watch for which way it's going to go on the pre-market on Monday. If we do dip below, that is a potential short signal or sell signal, either one. I personally, shorting is not really my game. But if that's what you want to do, it is a potential short signal if we do see a rejection of price action off of the 61.8% retracement level, sitting at roughly $1.86. But if we do break above this, it's a buy signal. Yes, technically, if you want to play the breakout, but this ascending level is sitting, 4 or 5% above it, so it's not a ton of upside, but it's still something, right? 4% on a big trade with a lot of capital is a ton, right? So let's look at some other indicators to see where this may go. As far as probabilities, at least, we never know for sure what these indicators, these indicators can be oversold as heck. Everything can be looking great, and it can still dip more, okay? So these indicators are never 100%. Keep that in mind. RSI, Relative Strength Index, 4-hourly chart. We're looking at 45.06. Let's look at the daily. We are at 49, so we're pretty much neutral on both of them, But while we're here, let's look at the MACD. There's nothing going on here. We're bleeding, they're just, the gap is widening. Okay, that's bearish. I don't really like the MACD. It's not my favorite indicator, except when one of these two, when there actually is a cross, right? Otherwise, there's not much to say. Taking a look at the moving averages. 200-day EMA is below the 55-day and the 15-day moving averages. Extremely bullish territory, obviously. If you would have followed those indicators, those two golden cross, most important, significant golden cross indicators, in my opinion, this was your buy signal right down here. You'd be looking very nicely. Obviously, this is a news company. This company runs off news essentially a lot of the time. And, yes, this was, call it luck, I guess, if you want. But, these indicators are very important, in my opinion, and not very accurate. Nothing is super accurate, like 100%, but I do like these indicators. Taking a look at the 4-hourly MACD, let's see if we got anything on the MACD. Okay, the signal line is trying to cross below, kind of. MACD line is kind of crossing up. Definitely watch if we do break out. Watch for the confirmation on the 4-hourly. And if we do break above this ascending resistance level currently, watch for the MACD confirmation. And then that's another buy signal if you want to play the breakout. If you're looking for an entry point in the stock, a great entry point is going to be $1.58. That's going to be a really good entry point, especially because we got this descending level of support here. If you can catch it right here, oh man, that'd be nice. Or really anywhere here, okay? So that's essentially what we're looking at. And before we actually stop looking at this one, let's look at the Bollinger Bands. Okay, this is actually really interesting. We have a ton of decreased volatility is signaled to me by these Bollinger Bands decreasing the distance between each other. Here's the outside band. Here's the other outside band, and the middle band is trading at $2.14. That's a ton of upside right now. I mean, that's not a ton, but we are trading at $1.78. But $2.14, that's a lot of upside. That's like at least 20 to 30 to 40% upside. I don't think that's 40. No, it's not 40. It's like 20, 30%. I think 15 maybe. So that's extremely bullish. Okay, when you see these Bollinger Bands interactions, what you see is when you see it go to the top or the bottom, what happens after that is it will retrace somewhere near to, if not exactly, at some point to this middle Bollinger Band, right? If we use this $3 push, $3 bull run, obviously it retraced exactly to it at one point, right? That was your buy signal because that's going to be a support level. Obviously, you could have rode it up a little bit, and now we have crossed below it, and we're getting really close to this bottom Bollinger Band level of support right here. If it touches this again, $1.19, okay, that's unlikely, right? Unless the markets dump again or we get a negative news catalyst. If that touches that again on a flash crash, that is a huge buy signal, in my opinion. So that's what we're looking at as far as Zomedica. Taking a look at ticker symbol JMIA, JMIA. I did take a call option. I did buy a call option when we were on this level of support, I believe, and obviously I'm getting absolutely killed right now. Let's see how far down I am right now. I'm 34%. Yeah, that's what happens. But long term, I mean, it's not a super long term play, right? The expiration date is 21st of May, right? So I got a little bit of time, right? We got a fair amount of time, but it's 30% down is never what you want to see, but we are trading in this descending channel. This right now, this is a great entry point in my opinion. Especially got a great entry point is going to be when we break this descending resistance level, but make sure it's not a false breakout like this one, right? You don't want to be buying above that trend line and then closing all the way back in the trend line. That would be awful, right? But we did validate this rectangular level of support. This has acted as a level of support and resistance going as far back as November 23rd of last year. We did almost tag the 200-day EMA, but if we look at the moving averages, guys, we're still in extremely bullish territory. And look at where we were. Okay, we were at $70 a share almost. Now we're almost half of that now. So we're $37 right now. This is pretty oversold. And if we actually look at the RSI, that confirms my, just based on this, that we're oversold. Okay, it's pretty easy to guess if something's oversold or overbought. Okay, is it going up or is it going down macroscopically, right? But anyways, guys, 3150 on the daily chart, extremely oversold. And we are almost, we did just get a bounce off of this level of support. Obviously, a pretty big bounce. But once we do break above this, guys, this thing is mooning. Okay, this is a good long-term play, in my opinion, but obviously, this option is not a long-term play. I mean, it kind of is. It's a couple months as far as the expiration date. But guys, if we look at some other indicators, let's look at the Bollinger Bands. Guys, look at this. Where's the middle Bollinger Band trading at? Why is this indicator even important, you may ask? Okay, it actually is really accurate, in my opinion. Okay, it's pretty simple, and it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. But when you go above this middle Bollinger Band, right, the middle one is this striped one right here. It's got like that red and white action going. When you go up to the top of the Bollinger Band, what happens after that? Eventually, you are inevitably going to retrace to that middle line like we did right here, okay? It acts as a support and resistance line, okay? And if you want to know how to do this, it's a little weird. I set it to 21 and 3 as the length and the width. Usually it's set to like 20 and 2, I think. So that's why it may look a little weird if it may look a little different if you do it yourself on your own chart. But guys, yeah, so we did cross below it on the 17th of February, looks like, and then we obviously, we've just been bleeding way more. And we also, before I actually tell you how much the difference is there roughly, we are, increased volatility is definitely signaled to me by the hooking out of these bands and the increased distance between this band and this band. That means increased volatility in the future. Likely to the upside, in my opinion. If the markets can just go sideways, JMIA is going to benefit massively. Once we break out of this, obviously we're going to see a ton of upside in my opinion, but the middle Bollinger Band is sitting at $53.63. We are currently trading below $40. So that's like that's well more than 10-15%. Okay. And that's where we're going to be seeing some pressure, that we are going to be seeing some pressure, trying to move back to that middle Bollinger Band, given that right now we are basically almost on that, not basically on it, but pretty close to that, bottom Bollinger Band. Taking a look at the MACD on the 4-hourly. Okay, so we are crossing over the signal line right now. We are almost crossing over. That is going to be a buy signal. Once we do cross over that signal line and the signal line goes below the MACD orange line, that's going to be extremely bullish and important to watch. So that is something to keep in mind. Entry points into this stock. Let's look at the daily. Right now, guys, right now is an amazing entry point. If you can catch it right at the top of this support here, $36.40 roughly. Anything under $40 is a steal, in my opinion. The stock is going to do great things the rest of the year, in my opinion. It's been on a consistent uptrend forever, almost, not forever, but, for a while, right? For almost a full year, it looks like. So those are your entry points. Right now is a fine long-term entry point, in my opinion. So those are my opinions as far as JMIA. Looking at Tesla, the stock that only goes up. Now, if you bought 900, though, my gosh, you're looking at nearly 40% down right now. That would suck. That's why you wait for these signals. That's why you try not to buy it when you're overbought. Try to buy it when you're oversold. Like right now, if you're bullish on Tesla long-term, we are below oversold. We're looking at $29.58 on the RSI. This is a buy zone right now. $500.97. Okay, people were adding at its peak here. That people, smart money and smart people were adding all the way up here. Okay, there's a ton of people that are bullish on the stock. Okay, I'm not really one of them, but as far as the technicals go, I'm bullish short term. Just as far as the technicals go, disregarding the actual company. Okay. So if you're bullish on this long term and you believe in them, this may be a good entry point for you. We are currently, we did validate this ascending level of support here. I did have this drawn up. I have not messed with this trend line since I drawn this up and since I had this drawn up in our last Tesla video, or last Tesla, not video, but the last time we checked Tesla in one of these Mega TA videos. So we did validate this ascending level perfectly. That's going to be the best entry point, but it's probably unlikely that we're going to touch that again unless the market's dump. Try to get it on this descending level of support here. It's probably unlikely that we're going to continue to kind of trade closer to the support level, because guys, there's going to be some upside coming for Tesla probably in the near future. We are seeing some panic selling. People are just kind of freaking out these last couple of days. We went from almost $700 all the way down to $539.49. Wow, massive sell off. But guys, if we look at the moving averages. Okay, yes, we're seeing a little bit of death crossing, right? But not really a major death cross, okay? The 55-day moving average, yes, it did technically cross above the three small moving averages, the 13, 15, and 21. But if we look macroscopically, the two most important golden crosses are still totally intact. The 200-day EMA is below the 15 and the 55-day moving averages. Still in bullish territory. Obviously, the MACD on the daily is looking brutal. If we look at the 4-hourly MACD, you'll see if we can get anything. Okay, there's nothing here. There's nothing to say here. They're both essentially just going parallel almost right now. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily, though. This will probably be pretty cool to look at. Okay, we are seeing increased volatility indicated to me by the hooking out of this bottom band, and the middle Bollinger Band is sitting at $752. I'm getting that number right there. That's where we should be trading at. Not should be, but that's where we will be trading at, wherever this middle Bollinger Band is. Whenever the stock goes up or down, it's going to retrace to that middle Bollinger Band roughly. And right now, this Bollinger Band is going to continue to slowly go down as Tesla is below that price. But that is where we're going to see some pressure as far as where the stock price and the price action will go in the future. So that is, that's a buy signal. Okay, that is a buy signal. So this is a fine entry point, in my opinion, for Tesla. Palantir Technologies, man, a lot of people were bullish on this one, and we really, congratulations to anyone who caught that 2018 dip. Holy crap. That was the flash crash of the markets. When you see stuff like that, just like a pretty heavy respectance of a support level like this, and then you just see boom, candle wick down, and then instantly coming back up, that's flash crashing / market manipulation. That's not natural price action, especially for a stock of this size. I'm pretty sure this stock has not had a reverse split. I don't know this company very well compared to my positions, but But this is a fairly large company that, large companies respect the technicals more than, penny stocks do, obviously. If you didn't know that, that is how it works typically. But we are in a descending triangle here, and the stock. A lot of people have been saying this is a great buying point right now. And as far as the technicals go, this is. But I would be careful because look at this. When you see low and weak and not really existent bounces off of supports, okay, yes, you can get a double bottom and a triple bottom, but obviously this is like this is like 10 bottom touch points, right? And one false breakdown. Okay, so this is not a double or triple bottom. And also, guys, when you see low and weak bounces off these support levels, that means, to me at least, anecdotally, that this level is probably having a high chance of being broken. And obviously, one of the biggest technical analysis rules is that the more a level of support or resistance is touched and validated, the more likely it is to be broken in the near future. So be careful of that. But actually, yeah, that sounds pretty bearish, right? Like, Brandon, are you bearish on Palantir Technologies? Really? Everyone else is saying it's such a great buying point right now. Okay, what's going on? Actually, it is not a bad entry point right now. We're looking at 46.89 somehow on the RSI on the 4-hourly. Let's look at the daily RSI. We're looking at 40K, so somehow we're actually not that oversold. I guess that's just because, November we were at like $10 and now we're at 23. I guess that's why, but I would have thought we would be way more oversold. We were at 45 and then it was just death, just absolute death if you bought in the 40s. But that's actually more bearish than I thought. But still, guys, I mean, this is still fairly oversold, and this stock, a lot of people like the business model. Personally, we're not getting into the fundamentals, but this is not probably my go-to business model. But looking at the MACD on the daily, we are seeing the signal line kind of lose some ground to the MACD line. It is looking like it is trying to change direction upwards, but we'll have to watch it and see where that goes. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. We are seeing some increased distance between the bottom and the top Bollinger Band. That is increased, representative and indicative of more volatility for the stock. Guys, if you want to play this breakout, let's look at the 4-hourly. Let's draw a price target, actually. We can zoom out here. Let's draw a price target. This is a descending triangle, right? But let's just say that we were to break to the upside, okay? Let's just say that the price target were to come to fruition. What would that price target exactly be? Now, it's not, it's not science, right? It's not exactly clear if you draw the price, if you put the price target there or there or there. Okay, that's why I always say roughly when I say the price target. Okay, roughly $44.28. That's almost all-time highs. That's $45 is all-time highs, or at least 52-week highs, I believe. So that is obviously, that's a nice price target, and obviously we're going to have to break through a ton of resistance levels. But if we look at the daily moving averages, the 200-day EMA and the 55-day, the 200-day EMA, is below the 55-day and the 15-day moving average. But if we keep bleeding and if we break this, I would watch, because this is going to be an extremely important and significant sell signal if we see a death cross between the 15-day moving average and the 200-day EMA, or the 55-day moving average and the 200-day EMA. Watch for that, because that's going to be an extremely bearish sign. But also, if we do break down, yes, that's extremely scary. If you break down out of a descending triangle, the price target is going to be way down there. Way down there. $4. Okay, I don't think that's happening. But anyway, that is the price target, okay? If we were to break to the downside. But I don't think that's going to happen. One reason is because, it would be extremely oversold throughout all of that time if it did. But also, we have the 200-day EMA coming up to act as a potential level of support. So as far as entry points in this stock, I'm not really big on the stock. I can't really tell you confidently where an entry point is. But if you are bullish on the stock, a decent entry point is going to be at the 61.8% retracement level, sitting at $23.82. And at the bottom of that, $22.95. Maybe set your buy limit at $23.01 just to be safe if you really want to get in. But if we do break to the downside, maybe consider getting an entry point or adding shares in this 200-day EMA. That's what I'm seeing as far as Palantir Technologies. APXT, oh my gosh, what's going on, man? It's like it's like an ocean, dude. It's just like a wave, like boom, we're going up, we're going down, we're going up, we're going down, and then it's just like whoa, tsunami, everyone dies. What's that one movie where I don't even know what that movie's called. But anyways, guys, we are in a descending wedge right here, and if I actually take up another trend line right here, we are kind of forming another trend line. Like, actually, let me change this. If we actually move it like right here, That's actually got a fair amount of touch points, and we are currently trying to break out, but we're having several resistance levels and having trouble with it. We did reject and validate this descending level of resistance here. Let me go ahead and change this so it's easier to see. So let me go ahead and also maximize the chart. Okay, guys, if we do break out of this stock, a lot of people are bullish in this stock. Okay, a lot of people are bullish. Look at this pattern. It's such a weird pattern. It literally just goes up and down. The easiest stock to swing trade ever. If you recognize this pattern back right here, right? It's take profits, buy in, take profits, buy in. Now, obviously, you would have been killed if you bought in here on this last one, right? But we did validate. We went all the way back to this 400% retracement level, all the way back at $10 during that flash crash yesterday. Man, that's crazy. But guys, watch for the breakout off of this descending resistance level. And we do have not a death cross, but we did have a death cross here all the way. If you would have listened to that signal and took a short position, obviously you'd be looking very nice. But the 200-day EMA crossed above the price action. That's not good. It's not technically a death cross, right? Death crosses are with other moving averages, right? Two moving averages like the 200 and the 55. But this is going to act as a significant level of resistance. So let's say we broke out of this $12.10, 78.6% retracement level. Then we would have to break out of this descending resistance level, or the other way around. And then either way, whichever one comes first, depending on when it happens. Then we would have to get past this 200-day EMA. And then on the daily, obviously, we have all of these moving averages coming down. But guys, those are the bearish indicators. Okay, yes, anytime you have bleeding, there's going to be a ton of moving averages coming up as resistance. But if we look at the good side, the bright side, we are extremely oversold. Well, we're not actually technically oversold, but we are on the oversold side, sitting at $36.33, $36.33 on the relative strength index on the daily chart. So that is a buy signal, obviously. And if we look at the Bollinger Bands, the middle Bollinger Band is trading at $13.94. When the Bollinger Bands, when you go to the downside in the Bollinger Bands, what happens? You have to inevitably come back to test that middle Bollinger Band. Okay, it's just a matter of time. It happens every single time. Every single time. It is a 100% guaranteed indicator, basically, if you give it enough time. But it's not 100% of the time on when that it doesn't tell you when it's going to happen. It just when you go to the downside, you will touch this middle Bollinger Band eventually. Whether that's tomorrow or in a month, it's more likely to happen pretty soon, like within a couple of weeks at least, right? But obviously, a stock can just keep falling, right, or it can just keep climbing. So, but eventually, yes, we will come back to wherever this middle Bollinger Band is, and it is currently trading almost $14. We are trading right now at $12. So that is a nice percentage upside right there. So personally, this is a good entry point in my opinion. If it comes back to $10, $12, that's a good entry point. That's an even better entry point as far as the technicals go, right? I don't care about the business. I don't care about how bullish I am overall long term of the business model or the product or the sector, right? It's just the technicals, and that's what I'm seeing as far as Apex Technology. Ticker symbol LUMN. This is a weird one. Well, not really. I mean, it kind of is. We have 3 touch points roughly of this ascending support level, maybe 4, and then we have 2, 3 touch points on this descending resistance level. This is a bull pennant, a symmetrical triangle, or a bull flag, whatever you want to call it right now. I like that this stock, I'm guessing that this stock is, obviously is an OTC ticker, right? So you got to be careful. And this is an OTC at $13. That's kind of crazy. Did this get a reverse split or something? Like, I don't even know. But anyways, guys, it is really interesting, this price action, because obviously this stock is doing pretty well since January and recently, and since February, right? The horrible month, right? February, the worst month for the stock market in a while. It just was climbing basically, and especially these last couple of days into March, it's been climbing really well. So I'm guessing this is either a news-driven company or something outside of the U.S. I don't know. It's an OTC ticker, so I don't know, something crazy. But anyways, guys, as far as the technicals go, watch for the breakout. That's the most important thing with this one. That's really the only interesting thing I had to say with this one. Watch for the breakout. Okay, I guess it's up for you to decide if it's interesting or not. I shouldn't be saying that, right? But you guys, $18, almost $19 is the price target. So watch out. Oh, wow, I didn't even realize that. Well, I hadn't realized that yet. The 200-day exponential moving average. Wow, this stock was way up there. Wow, that's crazy. But guys, the 200-day EMA is above the price action right now. Obviously, we had the death cross we had all the death crosses, right? The death cross is right here. The second most important death cross, and then the most important death cross was right there. most recent one, the 15-day and the 200-day EMA. The 200-day EMA obviously crossed above. That was your short signal or put signal or sell signal, and obviously you would have been successful if you followed that. But guys, the 55-day moving average and the 15, they are coming up. They are going to come up and follow the price action eventually. And the 200-day EMA is going to try to, it's more slow, so it's going to react a little slower. So watch for that golden cross. That is going to be, a couple of weeks, if not months, probably, unless we just start skyrocketing. But anyways, guys, watch for the death cross, watch for those, and watch for the breakout when we actually test this descending level of resistance here. Again, if you want to get an entry point on this stock, this ascending level, that's what you're going to want to watch, in my opinion. If we look at the RSI real quick, okay, we're looking at 6304. On the MACD, we are in bullish territory. Okay, there's not much to say with this one. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands as well. We are hooking out, increased volatility, but guys, the middle Bollinger Band is trading at $12.33. That's well below where the price action is currently trading at $13.47. So be careful with this one. But on this ascending level of support, that's a good entry point, in my opinion, as far as the technicals go. You are also going to have the daily moving averages coming up. And we did actually have the golden crosses on the daily. On the weekly, we have the death crosses, right? The weekly death crosses are everywhere, right? But the daily golden crosses are everywhere as well. We had the 15-day moving average cross above the 200-day EMA and the 55-day moving average cross above the 200-day EMA just recently. So that's actually extremely bullish territory. That gives me some more confidence in recommending, non-financially advising you to get an entry point. Consider getting an entry point on this ascending level. Or if it breaks out, get in on this breakout, play the confirmation, and ride it to the price target, or at least a little higher. That's what I'm seeing as far as this one. Taking a look at ticker symbol TIGR. Tigers are worse than lions, I think, in a battle. Actually, I'm not sure. That's really interesting research. But anyways, that's totally on topic, guys. As far as ticker symbol TIGR, we are in a symmetrical triangle here. This is a little bit of a weird one because we only have two touch points in this, maybe three, four roughly touch points in this ascending level of support, and we obviously did get a strong bounce off of it during the flash crash. We do have all the golden crosses as well. We have the 200-day EMA below the 55 and 15-day moving average, and looking at the RSI, we're looking at 40.91 on the daily. If we look at the weekly, let's just look at the weekly real quick. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, we just had the most important golden cross on the weekly. And we were about to have the most important golden cross the second most important golden cross as far as moving averages, detailing and involving the 55-day moving average crossing above the 200-day EMA, the blue one and the red one. And guys, I should have said this before. If you're confused on how I'm getting these numbers as far as moving averages and how I'm memorizing all these moving average different ones, this is the key. Okay, pause it and remember these if you have to. Okay. But if we look at the weekly, okay, there's nothing else we really need to look at the weekly. But if we look at the Bollinger Bands in the daily, we are seeing the current Bollinger Band, middle Bollinger Band is trading at $27.57. That's bullish. Obviously, we're trading below that, and a breakout is going to be coming any day now, guys. As far as the technicals go, this one is pretty interesting because we do potentially. And these chart patterns can always be wrong, and I can always be missing something. And even if I'm not missing something, this can just, it can just disregard the technicals, right? An OTC ticker like this or a penny stock. I don't know if this has been a reverse split lately or whatever the heck is going on, right? I don't think it has because it just has been steadily been going up. But this is the price target, okay? $42.27. On the RSI, we're basically, as I said, we're at 40, so we're not really too great, but we are about to hit this ascending level of support. That's your entry point. That's your first grade entry point, in my opinion, as far as the technicals go. Okay, I'm not recommending these stocks, right? I'm never financially advising you to buy a stock, right? Never. And as far as just like considering like educational entertainment, right? This is an okay entry point just based on the technicals. Make sure you do your research, okay? But that's not a bad entry point, and then playing the breakout is not bad either. That's what I'm seeing as far as this one. Taking a look at ticker symbol CFMS, this is a freaking weird one, man. This is a really weird one. There's really not any trend lines that I can connect here. I mean, we can maybe connect this one right here, roughly, and I can say we're kind of in a descending triangle, but what I can tell you for sure is that this is actually a really interesting stock right now because right now it's actually really crazy, okay? This is a little complicated. Okay, stay with me. I know it's a little hard to see. Let's go ahead and maximize the chart as much as I can here. All right, here we go. So 200-day EMA did cross below the 15-day moving average back on the 20th of January. That's your first buy signal, right? If you would have listened to that, well, you'd be getting killed right now, but you would have plenty opportunities to take profits, but that's not the point. Okay, there's your first golden cross. Here's your second golden cross. 55-day moving average crossing above the 200-day EMA. But what we have here, When the market started collapsing yesterday, flash crashing, everything went down, and yes, we got a strong bounce here, but really, it's not really that strong of a bounce. It's only about 8%, 9%, right? 80 cents to 89 cents. That's not really that great. Okay, and guys, look at this. We're getting rejected currently at this green resistance level right here. Green, okay, it's green. This should be red currently. Okay, I need to do better at changing them to red when they're resistance. Okay, it doesn't really matter because, wherever the price action's at, that determines if it's support or resistance, not the color, right? Of course. But anyways, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here because, guys, on the daily, we're going to have a ton of moving averages coming down, acting as resistance, but we are going to be a little oversold. Let's look at the RSI. Not really. We're actually not really that oversold, right? Because we were trading at 6 cents, right? 60 cents, and then we're doing pretty well right now. Not really that crazy. We're only 20-30% increase from there, but we have done pretty well in the past. But we are going to have a ton of resistance levels. This is what you need to watch as far as this one. This is why it's so interesting because if we actually do break above this 200-day EMA and this rectangular level of resistance here, this has acted as a level of support going as far back as the 28th. And maybe more than maybe in the past more. I'm not going to go back that far for this one. Also on the 23rd of February and the 26th. Okay, so this is a strongly validated level, and we're obviously validating it right now. So watch if you're in the stock right now. If we get rejected here, that is a sell signal because we are the next support level significantly. It's going to be all the way down here at 80 cents. That's like 9%, right? That's literally like 9, almost 10% from where we're trading at right now. So be careful as far as that goes. Let's look at some other indicators. Bollinger Bands, middle Bollinger Band. This is your first bullish indicator that we basically have. $1.14 is where the middle Bollinger Band is trading at. When the price action dips below, you will inevitably, eventually, in due time, whether that's tomorrow or in a month or in a year. Okay, a year is very unlikely. Usually it's in a couple of weeks or month. But when you dip below or above this middle Bollinger Band, this stripe right here, you inevitably will come back to it and retrace to it. It's inevitable, literally. Okay, it is 100% of the time. Unless you're just like inevitably going up 15% every day, okay? In that case, you would never hit it again, right? But eventually, for real stocks and a New York Stock Exchange, right, they always will retrace, okay? That is a buy signal, but right, guys, I would not be going off the Bollinger Bands because right now this is really scary because if we get rejected here, like we kind of have been, like, we have this candle wake up, right? We opened right here, we closed right here, and obviously we tested this. And then we also tested we bounced off the support and then got rejected off this resistance level on the last day of trading. And I think this was actually, okay, well, it's not today because I thought some OTC tickers, okay, so this is on the NASDAQ. Okay, so it's not like one of those 24/7, all 365 day stocks that's on like the freaking, I don't even know what countries do that, but plenty of countries do, I'm sure. I think the U.S. does it even. But anyways, guys. Just watch to see if it's a rejection. That's a sell signal. And of course, this is an OTC ticker, okay, and a penny stock, right? Be careful because this, news can send this either way. Markets can send this either way. This is extremely volatile, right? This is even more volatile than the stocks that I'm in, right? And you can see my stocks are extremely volatile, right? Obviously, my account was literally got halved in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay? Literally, my stocks are volatile. This one's even more volatile. So be careful with this one. That's what I will say as far as ticker symbol CFMS. Taking a look at ticker symbol CRIS, we did recently get a bounce off of this rectangular level of green support right here. This was validated going as far back as the 10th in December of last year, and it's been validated plenty of times after that. Guys, if we look at the moving averages real quick, we have all the golden crosses you need. 200-day EMAs below the 55 and the 15-day moving average. And if we look at the daily relative strength index, we're looking at 45.53. On the relative strength index, man, look at this. Wow, that's crazy price action. Wow, it dipped from 89 to 51 in, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy price action. This is an insane stop, but obviously, this is an OTC one, okay? So, take for what it is. These indicators are going to be a little less trustworthy when they're OTC and when they're penny stocks, right? But they are still very helpful. Okay, we have this descending level of resistance here. If you're thinking about getting an entry point on the stock first, though, $38 or not $38 at the 38.2% retracement level, $8.90 or $9.01 if you want to get in for sure, right? $9 is going to be a ton of buy limit orders there. If you want to get in for sure, $9.01 is your best bet. If you can't wait, that's your first decent entry point. A better entry point is going to be $8.63 roughly, going all the way down to $8.22. If we do retrace even further than that, 50% retracement level, obviously if it dips all the way below here, right? If it dips all the way down to the 61.8% retracement level, that's a great buying opportunity, especially if you can catch it on either one of these levels, or preferably when they're intersecting. And obviously 200-day EMA is going to be coming up. Those are all potential entry points. As far as resistance levels, obviously this descending level is going to be the first one. And we did, unfortunately, the price action did cross below the 55-day moving average, and we did get rejected by that recently, and that is going to act as a significant level of resistance in the near term, in my opinion. If we look at the MACD, we're really not seeing anything. Okay? The MACD really is only half the time it does nothing. It shows us nothing. Okay, but this is actually important. Look at this on the 4 hour. This is why you got to check multiple time frames and always give all the indicators, or at least a lot of them, a chance. MACD is useful here. Why is it useful? MACD line is just crossing over the signal line. That is a bullish. That is a buy signal right now. That is a buy. So okay, right now they're basically at the same point, but the MACD line is going to cross over very soon if the price action stays anywhere in any way, shape, or form like similar to what it is now. Right, it's going to cross over very soon. So that is a buy signal. Okay, so watch for that in the near term. As far as this one goes, let's look at the Bollinger Bands real quick. Let's make this full screen. Okay, can't even see it, right? It's so compressed, right? Cannot even see it. Middle Bollinger Band is trading at $10.11. We are currently trading at $9.47. That is a bullish indicator. And obviously, guys, oh my God, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. This is what you get with OTC tickers. Man, look how, wow, that's crazy. That's one of the crazier Bollinger Band charts I've seen in a while. But if we look at this, guys, look. It looks like it's such decreased volatility compared to back here. Man, that's insane. But yeah, we are seeing some decreased volatility compared to back here, and especially, of course, back here. But the middle Bollinger Band is trading above the price action. That is a buy signal. And if you can catch it on this bottom Bollinger Band here, obviously that's going to be a good entry point. But watch the Bollinger Bands on other time frames as well, because the daily is not as reactive to price action, right? If we look at the 4 hour, the Bollinger Bands are actually going crazy, right? They're recently hooking out, and then right now they're chilling out a little bit. They're coming back. So, take it for what it is, guys. Take it for what it is. Look at as many time charts as you can and realize that the more macroscopic the chart is, usually the more significant it's going to be. But that's what we're looking at as far as ticker symbol CRIS. Taking a look lastly at ticker symbol EDSA. This is crazy. This is the last one of the longest videos I think I made. Guys, this is a really weird chart. This is, we go back so far here too. But let's look at this resistance level. This is the first thing that sticks out to me. Okay, we validated this level perfectly 3 times. Also, look how insane this stock is. Literally, it was at like $5 one day, and then it went all the way up like 400% at $20, and then the same day closed all the way back here. Man, it's insane. But guys, right now, microscopically, I mean, this is still on the daily chart, right? This is still, this is January, right? This is still a pretty macroscopic time frame and chart pattern. But guys, we are in a symmetrical triangle here. We have validated this. We validated this all the way as far back as early last year. Okay, so guys, this is an extremely validated level. Okay, now it's up to debate whether or not this or this is going to be perfect. I would honestly go there, because this does have a perfect validation when the markets are not flash crashing. But of course, this is an OTC ticker that is, it's not as respectable. It doesn't respect the technical analysis as much as others do. But let's drop a price target for EDSA. See what we're looking at. Okay, price target is going to be more than 100%. I think almost 100%. Okay, and look at that. The price target is literally right at this resistance level. So you better bet if you come up here, that is a strong sell signal. Now, of course, news can push this way higher, of course. But guys, the last 3 out of 4 times that we've come to this level, we've got perfectly rejected. Perfectly. So I would be careful. And that goes back a long time too. That goes back way back in the mid last year. Okay. So if we do break this, play the upside, that's great. Or get an entry point on this ascending level. Preferably, if you're bullish on long term, get an entry point here. If it comes back here again, ride it up, ride the wave higher. And obviously, your entry point is going to be next month, right? But, or your breakout day, if the pattern actually followed the lines and came to fruition, your breakout day is going to be end of next month, basically. Okay, almost. Okay, so but let's look at some other indicators real quick before we go. MACD is looking brutal on the daily, but if we look at the daily RSI, it's not looking too bad, 39.43. If we look at the Bollinger Bands, we are hooking out, signaling some increased volatility. that could be bullish, right? It's so volatility is a hard thing to measure if it's bullish or bearish, right? It can be either one, right? Okay, and so middle Bollinger Band is trading at $6.47, so that is bullish, right? We're currently trading at $5. That is a nice upside all the way up to $6.47. And we almost did validate this Bollinger Band perfectly. And, we are going to be heading back up to this Bollinger Band, and the Bollinger Band is going to be heading down to the price action. They will meet eventually every time a stock goes up. Let's look at this, okay? Let me give you a good example, okay? This is obviously news driven. This is insane. Typically, you never see, like very rarely do you see a stock go above the Bollinger Band, like the outside or bottom when it's set to a deviation of 21 and 3, right? Length of width 3, right? And this is just insane. But anyways, guys, you saw it come all the way up here, right? What happened after that? It retraced literally exactly to the middle band a couple days ago, a couple days later, right? Okay, that always happens eventually. Now, we don't know when it's going to happen, but when you are below the price action here, you're going to retrace to this middle band, whether that's all the way down here when this band came all the way down here, or whether it's, next couple of days and you're all the way back up here at $6, that's up for debate, right? So that's what we're looking at as far as this one, guys. Current positions. These are all my current positions, guys. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, this is, zoom out here so you can see a little clearer. Okay, this is nothing new. These are all my current positions. I also have a call option for JMIA, relevant information in regards to the title of this finish now. Feel free to click off. You have more things to do. This is part I'll do the stuff most YouTubers do in the first 5 seconds, plus cool stuff. Guys, this video took forever to make. I'm literally tired as heck right now. I am going to put timestamps as well. You're welcome for that, guys. Most YouTubers, I don't think, and these are all, the only stocks I'm doing. These are your guys' requested stocks. I'm doing them for you guys, and I enjoy it. I'm not just, slaving away, just working for no reason, right? But I enjoy it. I feel responsibility, and I feel real purpose doing this for you guys. I appreciate this, and I enjoy it. But it obviously is hard work. Okay, so. By no means am I complaining. Okay, I want to be clear. I'm not one of those that's going to complain about my life and blame on someone else or the system, right? I'm not one of those, right? But guys, this is the part where I'll do stuff most people do it in the first 5 seconds. I do not, guys. How many videos do you guys want a week? I think I'm gonna do a poll on this if I remember. I probably will because I have it in this freaking irrelevant section. That's okay. So I would hope I remember it. Okay, so let me know in the comments and vote on the poll. Go to the community section, go to my channel, and then slide to the right, or I think it's near like channels, playlists, videos, about, right? It's in that section. Okay. Also, guys, upcoming live stream is under videos, uploads, and drop down. Okay, if that didn't make sense. Okay, this is a little weird. I don't know. I'm new to YouTube. Obviously, I'm not a genius and a wizard yet as far as like the technicals go. I mean, I've done fine obviously so far, but on a laptop or on a PC, guys, go to videos, go to the channel and click videos, and then go to uploads. It's on the left. It's on the top left side, and then go and then hit the drop down. That is the drop down. And then it's, upcoming live stream videos and whatever else is there. Also, guys, Patreon is up. Okay, guys, let me be clear on this. Let me be really clear on this and articulate, okay? With the Patreon, okay, yes, there's going to be extra features on the Patreon, okay? And yes, it's going to be like, I don't know what the payments are. I think like $5 a month, $10 a month, and $15 a month. Those are the 3 tiers, okay? It took me literally hours to set that up in a live stream today. Literally, I was doing a ton of esoteric crap with that today, okay? But finally got it done. It's not even done, but it's up, okay? It's up, and it's working, I think, okay? So Patreon is up, but guys, let me be clear on this, okay? I'm ranting like an insane amount. This video is already almost an hour long. Okay, guys, you do not need to buy the Patreon and send me money to get extra information. Okay, it's mostly just if you want to support me and help me out, then there's your opportunity. Okay, yes, you're going to get access to a Discord where I'm going to check that at least once a day, a couple times a day, post some thoughts, and it's going to be like a premium track stocks, essentially. That's how I think of it. Okay. And then you also get some, I'm going to make like a ton of videos that is just going to be exclusive to Patreon. And guys, I want to be clear. I'm going to be saying this in every one. Okay, so get used to this because I have to be clear. And, some people only watch some stock videos. So I have to repeat this. Okay. And not many people are going to watch these mega technical analysis videos. And it sucks because they take the most work by far. Obviously, this video is like 50 minutes. My gosh. But anyways, guys, what was I saying? Jeez, I get sidetracked. I get sidetracked so easily when I'm ranting, man. But as far as the Patreon, yes, you're gonna get the library of okay. So that information, as far as the library goes, when I'm posting like exclusive videos, like really important, good videos, yes, they're important. Yes, they're good. They're not necessary. It's like I'm not gonna be doing like high quality videos for Patreon and low quality for YouTube. Okay, no, everything's high quality, right? As far as the Patreon goes, I'm gonna try to make it like really good quality. As good as YouTube, if not better. Okay, definitely be as good. Okay, but guys, Patreon, just know this. Okay, if I had to sum this in one sentence, right, and not waste a minute of your time. But anyways, guys, this is the irrelevant section. Okay, I'm allowed to waste your time in this section if you're staying. But as far as the Patreon, if you want to donate and help me out and support me, that's the way to do it, right? Okay, if you want like special information, like a essential trading course, right? This will make you rich, get rich quick scheme. Okay, no, don't do it if that's what you're doing. This is just to help me out. That's all. That's the only reason why you do this. If you just want to be nice and donate, that's the only reason, basically. Okay, yes, you're gonna get some cool extra features. They're not essential for trading. Okay, I'm gonna be ranting on that every video. So if you're one of the real ones and one of my people that have been here from the start and watched these sections all the way, you can just skip this part if you want, or just like fast forward 30 seconds in the future videos, probably when I do this, most likely. You probably know that already for the other stuff, right? I repeat a lot of this stuff. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. If you have a serious question or suggestion, brandonballcr.com, that's where you want to send it. I'll make mistakes, guys. Do not expect perfection from me, yourself, or anyone. Use several brokers. If you want to use Webull, free stock link in the description below. The future will not be consistent of me asking for likes or subscribers or adding ads on the videos. Success is never going to change that. Buying into the moon, I think we're looking really good. I think this week is looking really good, but I'm going to try to be quick and finish this video, so I'm not going to rant too long on that. Many of the truths we cling to depend on our point of view. I think I like the old Kenobi and the originals. Old, technically it was, well, yeah, older. He was older, obviously, but I don't know if I like the old Kenobi actor better or the new Kenobi actor better. You know, they're both good. They're both good. That's one of the few times where, like, when they change actors, you know, they had to, right? The original actor was really old. Okay, I'm ranting at this point. I'll just say this. Okay, this is good quality. All right, this is not financial advice, guys. Thank you all so much. Timestamps in the description, and I'll try to comment them as well if it works. Sometimes it glitches, like it's freaking insane. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much. See you on the next one.